Hello and welcome back to the Join Dota League Season 3 here on HeflaTV 2. This is going to be Game 2 of our Best of 2 series between Titan and Zero Latitude. As for your casters, I'm Grandisv and I'll be joined by HeflaMoke. Maybe. Oh, I forgot to unmic my mic on Skype again, unfortunately. Well, as far as Game 1 is concerned, Titan looked really solid. They were able to pretty much take any initiation that they put their mind to. There was 2 Clowny fights, one that traded pretty evenly, and one that was maybe the hope of a comeback coming out from Zero Latitude. But enough about Game 1. Here we are into Game 2 with the draft starting.
Wow, you had again your Skype muted, so I had no idea you were already starting.
Yeah.
Jesus, Grandis. You know, you don't even need to mute your Skype for me only. Like, I'm fine hearing you, whatever you do in the background, unless it's something that is for adults only.
Oh no. Yeah, you'll just hear me drink and cough. It's fine.
Yeah, that's fine with me. That's absolutely fine with me. So just involve me, please.
Will do. Yeah, no problem.
Okay, let's see what we got here. I mean, Zero Latitude, I don't know, it's not their day, apparently. And, well, there were many mistakes made in the last game. And to be honest, if I look back on all the games from Zero Latitude today, all the games, I watched all the games we casted, I think their biggest flaw is really the laning stage. Like, it's just that at least 2 out of 3 lanes are always won for the enemy. And with rotations, the enemy also makes sure that the 3rd lane is getting a gank. So they at least pull even there. I mean, we said it right at the start of the game that the Viper had actually against KYX by a good start, but mid was horrible, and I don't even want to talk about the top lane because Ohio had just the game of his life there. That's the biggest problem. Then of course, like those value abilities like that have to come in a certain position, certain timing, etc. Like the Fishers, for example, like they just have to come. This is something where you can't, like, I don't know, misplace them all the time, because it's not just that they missed a lot of kills because of the Fishers, it's also that they got a lot of deaths because of the Fishers. I just remember like the OD being completely blocked in by his own team, the Doom being just locked out from his escape road just by the Earthshaker. It's these things, like I can point out at least 3 situations where the Earthshaker really ruined the fight for Zero Latitude. So this is not me hating on it, it's just observing that the skill shots there just didn't come as they should come.
They definitely didn't, and potentially we're going to see a little bit of change of pace coming out from Zero Latitude as they're going to get their hands on the Faceless Void for themselves, as well as the Scarth Mage, and that combo is probably a lot easier to line up and shouldn't have as many difficulties, although even with those big ultimates, they were kind of forced into using them in more solo and double kill situations, which is okay in the early game, but when you're defending your high ground, it just doesn't cut it. As for Titan, this game, they get their hands on a Death Prophet as well as a Mirana, a very interesting opening, as they don't have setup for the Mirana, and they haven't committed fully to the push coming out from the Death Prophet.
To be honest, like giving Scarf Mage and Faceless Void and all that, like it's a good start for Zero Latitude, and Titan is also, I don't know, they're always valuing their enemy like to a certain extent, but like when they know they should pull ahead very fast and win convincingly, they also like cut them some slack. So Scarf Mage, Faceless Void, giving that out is quite a interesting choice because it's a very nice synergy coming out there. Like I think, for example, not getting the Doom banned there might have been a nice option, getting the Void out. But let's see, maybe Zero Latitude with the approach of a Void, plus the Wind Ranger and the Scarab Mage doing damage inside the Chrono, and now with the 4th pick, even the Witch Dog coming out. That's getting very interesting. So all we need now is a Void that is doing a good job.
Yeah, and that's really going to be pretty much the story of the game. If Zero Latitude get this Faceless Void to get consistently 3 men or more Chronospheres, they're going to win the team fights very easily, with Scarth Mage focusing on one target with the Mystic Flare, and then Witch Doctor letting it go with the Death Ward. And then, not to mention, the Wind Ranger with Focus Fire. If you can hold those targets in single place, it's going to be very easy for Zero Latitude to focus them down. That said, Titan have some pretty good tools in their, I don't know, toolbox to deal with the Faceless Void. If they can catch him out inside the Disruptor's Static Storm, as well as pull him back, if that is an offlane Faceless Void, with the Glimpse in lane to punish him. And then they also have really good ways to start off their team fights, whether by a Chance Arrow, or by a Naga Siren Song into Arrow, and then into Static Storm.
Yep, absolutely. That is, of course, something we're looking forward to. But then again, I'm just looking at it, and what they have to interrupt is, so we have a Kiilstofte on a Death Prophet, we have the Silence of the Death Prophet, we have a Mirana Arrow, we have a Disruptor, Klims, as well as the Static Storm, we have a Naga Siren, Ensnare, plus the song. So Titan is pulling a repertoire here that is just absolutely able to completely shut down the strategy of Zero Latitude here. Like, I mean, sure, Faceless Void can go for a chrono, bam, Naga song, unless the Naga is in there. Like, Wisho can start to channel, but then there is still, like, Naga can interrupt him with 2 abilities, Disruptor can interrupt him with 2 abilities, Mirana with 1, Death Prophet with 1 ability plus an item, and the same goes for Wind Ranger. The only one who's not really getting shut down is the Skyrath Mage. So let's just assume the Naga is in the chrono, then they still have enough to shut them down, which means the external damage inside the chronosphere will suffer. And I mean, we still have the 5th pick to be done after the TA and the Jugger is now banned, but well, I don't think Zero Latitude can pick a hero now that is interrupting this somehow. I would pick something that goes for a BKB just by nature, because I think they need it.
They probably do. I'm not sure what natural BKB carrier they'd pick up. Yeah, maybe a Gyrocopter could be pretty okay. With the call down into the Faceless Void Chronosphere would give them more synergy, and all around just a pretty solid hero, although it kind of seems like a middling pick. What would you think would synergize best with their lineup?
That's a good question, to be honest. Like, I mean, right now, I think they should go a bit more greedy. Something that dishes out damage. Maybe something that is, of course, ranged. Like, the Razor's already banned out, the Viper's already banned out, a Slark. Okay, that is something I just don't agree with. Just, I don't see the point in a Slark in this game, especially with a Faceless Void. So we have Faceless Void plus 3 heroes that synergize, sort of, but a Slark that can't really do anything when it's about the chrono. And if the chrono is somewhere in a narrow passage, let's say Rosh Pit, Secret Shops, Side Shops, anywhere, like all the entrance into the side lanes, the Slark can't really do anything, because the chronosphere will cock block everything unless the fight is really spreading in a huge area where he can do something on a support or so.
Yeah, and that's kind of all the Slark is going to be able to do. He's kind of a contingency plan. If the Faceless Void Chronosphere doesn't clean up all of the heroes that are caught inside of it, Slark can get those kills after the fact, but during the Chronosphere and during the team fights, it's just going to be too delayed. And now Titan, with a Nature's Prophet, is that a support Naga Siren? I think it is. Let's see. Yeah, they have a lot of split push coming out from the Nature's Prophet, as well as a lot of ways to 5-man down those towers, and I just think Titan, if they play the same way they did last game, they're going to be looking really strong in game 2 as well.
Yep. I mean, Nature's Prophet is now, well, is a luxury pick, because we see Ohio playing Nature's Prophet with sometimes a very nice DPS build instead of like that lame, I just go for pushes and don't participate in the game. So I definitely like that, and I don't think this is a Necro game anyway. So let's see what Ohio is coming up with. I mean, they have the Disruptor, which means they can chase a lot of targets plus lock them down. Also, the Mirana is gonna have a nice time, because like arrow into Klims, then the arrow into Net. I don't know, it's arrow into Kiilstofte, arrow into Sprout. So there are some nice setups. Of course, they need quite some execution, but therefore, I mean, Mushi is an experienced player, so are the Titan players, and this is looking good for me, at least. But then again, there's always, yeah, the Chronosphere on the other side. If the Chronosphere is coming up, if it's on, like, let's say 3 targets, and they don't get the interrupt, for example, on Windrunner or the Witch Dog, then it's gonna hurt, and this is what gives me hope for Zero Latitude's draft here.
Yeah, well, to start us off, we're going to go ahead and introduce the lanes as well as the teams. On the Radiant side, we are going down to Zero Latitude with Spisa taking up the Witch Doctor, Fated to Love You on the Faceless Void. Mid is going to be our Wind Ranger, handled by Accelerate in the bottom lane. It's going to be Skyrath on Levita, and he will be supporting the Slark, which is played by Spisa Dandy.
Why is it that you always like introduce the Radiant side?
Oh,
I don't know. Are you kind
know.
of biased? Are you a Dire fan? Committed. You're a Dire fan.
I'm an absolute Dire fan. I don't know, it allows me to introduce both teams, both games. Maybe I should just do both Dire next time. I don't know, we'll see.
No, it was just an observation. Every time I cast with you, Grannis, you introduce the Radiant side, unless I sneak the other side away from you. But before I keep talking about all this, we have in the mid, we have Net at the moment placing a ward there on the Naga Siren. The mid player as such will be, of course, KYXY. In the off lane, we have Ohio on his Nature's Prophet, and the two people remaining is Extinct on his Disruptor, and of course Mushi on the farming Mirana.
Yeah. Mushi, kind of a jack of all trades. It's interesting to see how they fit him into their lineups whenever they play with him. But Mushi is going to be the safe lane farmer, and it's going to be a dual lane coming out from the Witch Doctor as well as Faceless Void. I'm not sure if I really like this, as Spice is not going to be able to contribute very much. Maybe if he isolates two of the supports, they might hope for a really lucky cask, but I just don't see that really happening. I'm not sure he's going to be able to contribute much, except for soaking experience.
Yep, and like I'm just seeing already, like, oh, we have a go on the Nature's Prophet. Like, wow, that's Slark hitting the pounds, and then the Skywrath Mage. Ohio going down this time. Okay, interesting start for Zero Latitude. I just wanted to say about the top lane that it's kind of bad news for the Void, because compare Ohio's Void last lane, like last game versus the Doom, like melee versus melee, and now you have two ranged guys just permanently harassing you. So I think he's gonna go into that shield ASAP.
Yeah, they look for the casket, bounces twice to Extinct, but not going to be a kill, just going to harass out the Disruptor and make sure it gets Tangos. That's actually the first blood that I was not expecting to happen. Looks like they let out with the Concussive Shot first instead of the Arcane Bolt that you usually see coming out from your support Skywrath Mages, and then we're able to land up that Pounce and just chase him down with an Orb of Venom as well as Boots on the Slark.
Yep, absolutely. And, well, in the mid, this is also a very interesting one. Like, I mean, so far, like, I love how the... The Windrunner here is really trying on KYXY, getting as much harass damage as possible, and so far it's kind of working. KYXY is trying to go back as much as possible and then waiting, of course, for the bottle to come in, which he doesn't have yet.
Yeah. I don't know, once they both have their bottles online, the spam is going to be pretty even, but if he does land a Shackle onto KYXY, that might be a kill at this point. He doesn't have enough mana for both of his spells, however, so it's unlikely. As up in top, they're looking for an arrow. Oh, it's gonna attack onto Spica, and I think he's just dead. That's a very long-range arrow. No way he's getting out of that.
It's just too hilarious because I didn't even see, with my 366 ping at the moment, I didn't see an arrow flying. I just was like, oh, that Witch Dog is standing still for quite a while. I think he should go back, but apparently it was an arrow stun there.
Yeah, Spica sent back to the base. He just saw it too late. It was coming out from a really nice angle, and I don't know, his reaction times were not on par with what they need to be. He eventually just kind of turned back into it, trying to juke.
Yep, absolutely. And now, well, this is... Well, the Faceless Void is now getting something, at least maybe here at the side, or Extinct. He's trying to... Yep, you can actually sneak some of the CS there, of the neutral camp. And, well, Ohio, for him it's really bad news. I think Ohio at some point is gonna go and jungle at least one or two camps, and he's gonna go back in his offline just to grab some XP around the tower. But even there he has to be careful, because at the moment the Slark is getting quite some nice XP. Also the Skywrath Mage is standing out of range, so he's getting even more. And when he's level 6, a Slark level 6 can easily dive a tower because he doesn't care which other dance.
Yeah, that's probably how it's gonna be. Spica, oh, he gets tagged by another arrow, he's dead again.
Oh, Mushi with those arrows on the Witch Dogs. Also the worst target, of course, because, I mean, the Faceless Void can at least hope for some backtracks here and there and maybe time walk out, but if you get hit by an arrow as a Witch Dog, like, you're 500 HP, they're not really impressive, so it's all about just creep wave plus some heroes hitting you, and it's nothing you can do.
Yeah, I mean, they don't need to throw any other spells towards that Witch Doctor if they land the arrow. That's all that really matters, and they haven't had to set those up. It's really just been a straight-up arrow from Mushi every time. That last one might have had, like, a spell to start off, but it wasn't much. Nagasiren going to be sitting on the rune for the Death Prophet. Death Prophet should be able to get this with 2 points, but they'll be able to get a nice Shackled Regeneration rune, probably picked up by Net, and it will be, as the Net goes away of Accelerate. Now with the double nukes, they're trying to body block as she goes towards the other side of the ramp, and we'll be able to make her retreat, it seems. Potentially going to make a back in for a Shackle. She is going to Shackle up KYXY, but with no backup, that's not going to be a kill, and KYXY might even be able to kill off the Wind Ranger here. They get one auto attack. So. They need the Crypt Swarm. I'm not sure, yeah. That was
he
a
has
little bit
stick
risky.
charges. If the Crypt Swarm would come out after the right click, he still has the stick charges. So I don't know. KYXY, I guess he wanted to bait out those stick charges and then go fast back to lane. But in the end, Windrunner is getting away, and Net and KYXY included is wasting a lot of time overall.
Net, he does have the Observer Ward behind the tower, and they might be able to set up an arrow pretty deep onto the Witch Doctor or the Faceless Void with this, but it is a lot of time that Net could be using to stack some camps, or, I don't know, just use something else. Maybe pull even.
Yep, and the Slark is just level 6 now, so from now on that Slark can really find anything. But oh, there's a rotation top. I think they want to start a push here, but look what Ohio is doing. Ha, he has to use 2 tangos to eat himself out of the trees because he did the wrong nature's call. But what is Extinct doing? Look
I don't know. They're going really deep in, and they're both going to get tagged by that cask, and now they're looking for the Naga, and it looks like they're going to get Ned as well. That was... I don't know.
That was...
weird.
Braveheart, like, freedom and charging in, but oh, Mushi. Ouch.
Yeah, I don't know, just really awkward rotations coming up from the supports. It's going to set up Mushi for failure as Dandy going to make a nice rotation, and although the Slark pick was kind of perplexing in the draft, it's paying off for them now in lane, as well as rotating very nicely. Now it's going to make its way towards mid. They might be able to catch out KYXY or one of these supports. Ohio is just straight up jungling though.
Yep, and with this fight won, with like 3 kills in a row, they might even push a bit on the tower, but then again, Ohio is there. The Treens pulling off the creep wave, so yeah, they will come back unless Extinct is saying hello with a glimpsing someone back. No, it's not happening. But to be honest, this fight, like Net and Extinct there, just diving under the tower into a Witch Dog with the casket, being the only targets and no one else behind them following up. This is the best time where you can spam the HeflaTV emote 322 because that really felt like it.
It really did. It was very awkward as Spice a Dandy looking for the pounce onto the Nature's Prophet. Is he going to be able to juke it? Or a Venom attack, and I think he's just going to chase him down in a tower. There's your pounce, and he has his ultimate if he needs to get out. Nobody cancel that TP, and Spice a Dandy's just going to take a little bit more tower damage for his trouble. He has a salve as well as his ultimate regen. He'll be fine, although unfortunately he didn't get Nature's Prophet is up on top. They're looking for the Vase's Void. No lockdown. The cask is only going to bounce to Mushi. And, well, throws an arrow. Or did he? That was weird. I think he canceled the animation. It's now the Faceless Void. They might dive onto him. They don't have a way to lock him down, however.
Yep, and KYXY is also now on the lane. He is not going for the Exorcism build. He's going for a Witchcraft Cryptswarm build at the moment. So, like, there's not much pressure on the tower coming. And I don't know if Zero Latitude know that, but, well, at the moment they're able to pull the creep wave away. So I don't know what KYXY is doing here. At the moment, Net is just getting the XP in the mid because I guess they're like, hey, Net, you definitely we need your song. So sing to your people, get the XP.
Yeah, that's probably what they're doing here, but yeah, Death Prophet, her level 1 ultimate is very lackluster without the maxed out Witchcraft, but now she has it, and they can take this tier 1 tower pretty easily. She'll pop it, now the half damage tower is probably going to fall, although not as fast as you'll see later on, as down in bottom. They're TPing in with the Mirana, looking for Spice of Dandy, potentially no setup for that arrow, and Mirana needs to be careful. Mushi is well behind the tower, and she'll be fine. Or, you will? I don't know, let's see. Tier 1 tower
in the
up
meantime,
top.
yeah, we had the deny on the tower. That's I guess he made up for his deaths earlier. Now he denies the tower, so KYXY is not coming out with a reward there. But oh, Spicer Danny and Mushi is getting pounced now. He still has a leap if he survives that. But now is there a silence? No. He goes for the slow first, then for the silence, but they might still follow up. And yes, it is enough.
Yeah. And Spicy Dandy doesn't lose much for that kill. He's going to use his ultimate to back off. He didn't have a lot of health. They're going to be able to pull back Levita here, and it looks like Levita is going to be the return kill. Now Spicy Dandy, low on mana, can't actually throw out any spells. He has stick charges and would have been able to do 1 pounce, but can't go for it.
Yeah,
he's gonna have to regen
that was
first.
the right decision. That was completely the right decision that he's not going in there, like accepting that kill. And it's a better kill because this is farming Mushi on a safe Marana versus a Sky of Mage traded, and he might even get Ohio there. The only problem is he has no Tango, no Quelling Plate, so the Sprout should do the trick, but they run directly into the next creep wave. Ohio, he's TPing.
It's gonna succeed. They go for the pounce, not gonna get vision for the cask. He'll be fine.
But at the same time, mid, the Windrunner here, already dead. That was arrow or net into arrow. Easy setup, KYXY getting the Crypt Swarm there, and Naga even finished this one off. I think with Riptide, or even a right click there, just got it. But yeah, he's gonna be a happy support.
Yeah, level 6, that's really all you need right now, as they also have the level 6 on the Disruptor. They have their team fight to set up now. They're still waiting on the Exorcism for Death Prophet. Another 10 seconds before they'll have that. But they'll get this Tier 1 tower mid before they're forced to push down into the Tier 1 tower in bottom. And despite Zero Latitude getting some really good kills early on, they haven't put this Chronosphere to good use yet from the Faceless Void.
Yep, and let's see what I mean. Zero Latitude is one of those teams that doesn't converge. Like they go for like dual lanes all the time. And oh, what is Spicer doing here? Okay, he's just getting glimpsed back. Interesting. So he will probably die under the tower, trying to even get that Tier 1 tower, but this won't be successful there. Net isn't already in position. There's the deny, and they get the kill on top. That is exactly what I meant. But at the same time, Sky of Mage being followed. Ohio got the vision now, getting the last right click. And yeah, Faceless Void already going out. very strange place.
It really is. Like, they're micro engagements. There's like 2 versus 2, 2 versus 3. They don't group up very effectively, and they put that Scarlet Mage Chronosphere combo to get use up against Mushi, so they get a better trade in that sense, but they lost 2 supports for it. I don't know, this Witch Doctor, he needs his level 6 pretty badly, and he's not even level 5 yet. 1 creep away.
Yeah, this Witch Dog, he just died too often there, and he was never really present for the fights because he was always the first one to die. For obvious reasons. I mean, 3 branches is not something where your enemy is really, well, in fear, just because you still run around with like 640 HP at the moment. That's like 2 Crypt Swarm and a right click.
Spice a Dandy. He's going to be farming up mid for now. They don't have the next item on him, and with Witchcraft, KYXY will be able to back out behind the tower very easily. Still waiting on what the item decision for Slark is going to be. I'm going to assume this is a Blink Dagger since he hasn't picked up the Claymore yet.
Oh, but look, Sprout into arrow. Is the arrow already coming? Yeah, there's the stun, but still, haste rune on him. So he can actually get away, maybe even trying something, but no, doesn't seem like it.
I don't know, just playing chicken here. He's going to get netted up, and the Cryptstorm from the low ground leap forward. Mushi looking for the Starfall. They need a couple more auto attacks. He is Wind running away, but there's the glimpse. Windrun not going to save you here as he gets a power shot with his dying breath. He is going to be brought down. The Slark is angry and trying to go in, but the Psalm going to completely delay this initiation. Now with the Exorcism available, Stagstorm onto 3 as well as the Kinetic Field onto Spice Dandy. They'll get the arrow lined up there as well. They have the Sprout onto Spica, and now Spica going to eat a lot of nuke damage just from the AoE of Titan. The Cask is going to be annoying, and it'll make sure that that's only a 3 for 0, but on the backlines, Mushi, he's getting soloed up by Levita, but we'll be able to back off out of the ultimate, and that's going to be 4 kills going the way of Titan.
Yep, where's our Void? Still having cooldown there, and is he going in for a chrono? But that's a bad idea. There's 4 people with full HP. What do you want to do here?
There's the Wind Ranger there now. He has the Chronosphere. He's going to be glimpsed outside of the Sprout. Gets the Chrono onto 3. It's going to set up a nice power shot, but do they have the follow-up damage after that? The Exorcism is going, and no, they don't. Nice Shackle set by that. Now the Cask is going to keep KYXY in place. But yeah, very awkward move in from the Faceless Void as he's going to get tagged by a lot of damage. Faceless Void is forced to back. And now the Tier 1 tower down there is going to fall. TP coming in from Spice as well as Levita. This is very risky as Ohio. He's going to get the mechanism. Spice the Dandy can't get that kill. Now the TP away. Are they going to be able to cancel? It looks like they will, but they're under the guise of Moonlight Shadow right now. Spice are going to eat an arrow after the net, and they're going to be able to clean up the Witch Doctor. Looking for more. It's still no deaths on the side of Titan, although lots of people are low. Looks like the Nature's Prophet was able to back off, as is everybody else on the team.
Yep, it's like, again, no detection against the team with the Marijuana. Like, meh.
It happens too much. They might find KOX here. He's slowed up. The Scarlet Mage ulti completely whiffs, and they really need to wait for that one. He's going to need a couple more Arcane Bolts and might be in trouble if he gets the Shackle. It's not going to latch. I think he's going to live. I don't know. He's taking a very awkward path. Jukes the power shot. Now the Nature's Prophet ultimate. Turn for the Cryptstorm. He's going to get Levita. One more auto attack, but he's going to give up his life for that one. 1-for-1 trade. They finally get a kill onto Titan as well. They're going to be able to get the Slark as well. Caught between the trees. I think they lined up the arrow there, but I'm not sure since I didn't catch it. Still a win as now they get the Sprout onto the Wind Ranger. She's fighting up against Ohio, but he has the mechanism support now, and she's netted down. Windrun is going to wear off, and now the Starstorm low range arrow. They're going to be able to clean up another one. 14-7. After a 6-6 start, Titan are just overrunning them in this bottom tower, and the Tier 1 still stands.
Yep, they never went back in this fight. They just kept themselves alive with sticks, with mech, and with the urn, and they had plenty of urn charges here. This is the point in every pop game where like someone is starting to flame like, you're freaking noobs, why you go one by one? And that's exactly the question I also have for Serial Latitude. Why are you going one by one? I mean, the fight was lost in the first place, but they kept coming in. Like, I don't know how often they TP to that Tier 1 tower, but I lost track and didn't count at some point anymore. But Titan was just, hey guys, let's just stay here, keep our HP on a decent level, and just go forth and back, because Zero Latitude is just giving us an endless supply of kills here.
Yeah, that mechanism was used at least 2 times, if not 3, if you count the one earlier on, and yeah, too much sustain. It was ridiculous how long they were able to stay around in such high health. And now Zero Latitude, they TP'd in their supports one after another. Now it's Roshan time for Titan. They can do it, although it's not the fastest for Roshan, it's definitely doable, especially with Exorcism now, coming out level 11 on the Death Prophet. This actually is going to be pretty fast, and I'm not sure that Zero Latitude are going to be able to get inbound. They need the Chronosphere if they want to hope to contest, but with a song, not a chance.
Yep, not a chance. There isn't a BKB or anything on the other side, so this Roshan definitely is going to be secured, and let's say KYXY or Mushi, either or, who's going to take it? KYXY. Yep.
You know the drill.
Well, now the group comes out. Group up comes out from Zero Latitude mid. They have the Chronosphere, and with Exorcism down, they have a little bit of window where they might be able to fight. Just maybe if they catch somebody out solo, but I don't think they're going to find it. Dandy's going to regen up and potentially go into Ohio. He has the Blink Dagger, and with some Wind Ranger support, they might be able to catch him out. It's still very risky. This Slark, he did well in the lanes, but now his time to shine is kind of over, as he's going to make a jump on the Nature's Prophet. They do get the Shackles, latches to a creep, and a very nice Shackle onto Ohio. They will actually get this kill, so very well coordinated there, but in mid, they're not looking too healthy as the arrow flies is going to land onto the Faceless Void, secured by the net as well. They're going to kinetic field him in, and the Crypt Storm not going to be backtracked. That's going to be an easy kill on the Faceless Void. And without the Void, they can't really go, but Spicy Dandy's going to try anyway to extinct. They'll get it in a nice power shot into KYXY. They're actually doing a lot more damage than I thought they would. They have Moonlight Shadow, but no detection on the ground. Mushi and company might be able to catch somebody out as, oh, they get the... block onto Accelerate. Oh my goodness, the double silence coming in from KOX, who's playing with fire here, but has the Aegis, as even if he dies, it's not the biggest deal. Arrow going to fly wide left is another Crypt Storm, going to be juked. Oh my goodness, the Evil Scepter is just going to step for the Sky with Mage ulti. But yeah, questionable song coming out from net. They'll be able to reset this fight, or probably just back off.
Like, what I didn't understand is the Skyrath Mage had the dust for the entire duration of the bottom ultimate. When the bottom ultimate faded and KYXY decided to feed his Aegis into that, then he used dust. Like, maybe it's my lag and the abilities just appear later, but like on my screen at least the bottom ultimate was off and then he popped the dust. I really didn't understand that play. They could have gone for a power shot kill on KYXY, maybe then a follow-up on one of those targets that might have been beautifully shackled because they were surrounded by trees pretty much. But yeah, Titan just going for the bottom tier 2. There's still a cliff, but let's see if Zero Latitude is going to defend it. I mean, they used the cliff, but this is just stalling time.
They're not in position, they don't have the tools that they need in order to jump into that. They had a Chronosphere, but they wouldn't have a Scarlet Mage ultimate for that, and Witch Doctor was nowhere near with no TP as well. Power Shot's probably going to spam this out. If they land an arrow, this could start a fight. I don't think they're going to commit. They'll get a little bit of damage on the high ground with the remainder of Exorcism, and, well, not even that, as they just completely back off.
Yep, this is, I mean, they came for the tier 2, got it. They used pretty much the Exorcism almost on cooldown, so yeah, that's the most effective way to play the Death Prophet from Roshan into teamfight, into tier 2 tower, and then you just go back for the duration of your cooldown, and then you come back for the next objective, which would be, I don't know, bottom high ground, or just go systematically for the other 2 towers. That's what's on that chart at the moment. 9 and 15, looking at the crafts, I mean, they don't have such an advantage like game 1, but at least in gold, we are, well, halfway through the game pretty much before the 30-minute mark, where we mostly like say, okay, statistically, this game is really, really looking bad. But for now, 7.5 in gold and a bit less, well, 4k, 3k, something like that in experience.
Exorcism, 30 seconds on cooldown as they go into Mushi. He's latched up. They get a Stag Storm Kinetic Field onto Spice the Dandy, but he's not going to be able to sustain through this. As Ohio's very deep in the backlines with the Witch Doctor ultimate. They're looking for the Chronosphere. Catches out all of them, with the exception of Ohio, who is invised up. They get the Scar's Mage ulti onto KYXY. He's going to be able to heal himself up in the air. Mushi's the first one to die. His Power Shot lands at KYXY as well in the Shackle. Long range onto the tree. Beautiful Shackle. Will secure them a double kill. And that probably was a little too hasty. Do they get the first hit bash? No, not even the auto attack. Time walk forward, looking for more bash on the extinct bash. No bash.
Where's the bashes? If Ohio would play this Void, he probably had like first bash all the time, as proved in game 1, but apparently this Void here, not lucky today. That would have been a 3rd kill, and yeah, it comes down to what we saw first game already. Like, Zero Latitude is really strong when they go from high ground to low ground, like defending their base. Mostly then we see really what they should do the entire game. Like, the execution this time was beautiful. Beautiful chrono. Like, the Slark survived properly because he got his Shadow Dance off before the Static Storm. That was all beautifully executed. Too bad we never see this unless they're really defending their high ground.
Yeah, when they're outside of the base, they just kind of sprawl out too much and aren't able to line up these fights. I don't know, I think they just need to play a little bit more defensively. Slark can probably farm outside in the map, and so can the Faceless Void, but they should be going to force the issue. They try for an arrow onto the Faceless Void, they glimpse him back into the kinetic field, and they don't even need the arrows. The nukes are going to be enough.
Yep, Faceless Void really was, I don't know, I guess eager after the last fight. He was like, yeah, Titan is not coming back soon, like I can just go for 1-2 creep waves farm, but apparently Titan, they don't want to release the pressure, and they just go directly for the tier 3 tower here.
And without the Chronosphere, they definitely can. Shackle not going to latch to anything else but KYXY, and with the Evil Scepter on the Wind Ranger, she's going to be silenced up as well, but she already got the Wind Run off. 2-3 towers is what they came for, and it looks like that's what they're going to get, but KYXY might die. They have the mechanism to keep him alive, and, well, Spicy Dandy is forced to back off. His ultimate is now not available. He's trying for a leap forward, but he's going to get songed up as they get in position, potentially setting for a big Static Storm Kinetic Field combo. It's going to land on 3. Where's the Kinetic Field? To get the Sprout only onto 1. Kinetic Field's only going to hold in Spicy, and Spicy is going to die. Spicy Dandy also going to follow suit as he's caught inside the Kinetic Field. Nice Shackle onto 2 with the Power Shot follow-up, but they don't have anything else in the kit. They drop the Sky with Mage ulti, but it's not going to land on anything. Get a nice Chronosphere onto everybody. Where's the follow-up? Where's the Witch Doctor? He's dead and does now buy back. KYXY not going to be bashed enough as the Mask of Madness just isn't proving useful. They're going to get an arrow into Spicy Dandy. Spicy Dandy is going to fall. The double Star Storm is going to come out, and he's going to drop himself low, but I don't think he's going to die, or will he? We're looking for one more Quick Storm, not going to be thrown out by KYXY. The Slark will die. Actually did the Disruptor, who gets the kill with the Static Charge there. I don't know. Mushi going to die to a couple more auto attacks from the Wind Ranger as well as Faceless Void. Faceless Void, he needs the stick charges. He will use them. He needs one more auto attack in order to get that kill, and they're just zoning him out. They don't have exorcism anymore and can't commit to this. A nice Shackle on a KYXY. Now he's going to be silenced up. Arcane Bolt. Titan kind of overcommitted. They probably should have backed off of the tier 3 tower, but high ground still defended by Zero Latitude despite having to use a buyback on who? Let's see, the Slark.
Yep, the Slark was the only one who actually bought back. The rest was pretty well defended. So the Rex are still standing, and I mean Titans, like the momentum they had, like with almost a double creep wave coming into it, and exactly between the 30 and the 0 mark. So there was no creep wave all the time, which means the exorcism against no cliff just came in there, and it was just perfect for them. But the problem is the fight took a quite bad turn, especially when the Slark bought back. So again, Zero Latitude making actually a good move here. The only problem is now, well, Ohio, he doesn't even have respect anymore, like when it comes to the Void. Like just pop in that Necro 2, I think. Yeah, this is Necro 2, and the Void can't go in, especially not without the Chrono.
Yeah, they're looking for it. The Scarlet Mage ultimate is actually doing a lot of damage. They can kill in the Faceless Void, and he's going to survive with the mechanism for now, but he is going to die to one more Arcane Bolt. And, well, Wind Ranger, there is a Marushi here. He's going to get the Starfall. It's not going to get the double proc. Actually, it will onto Wind Ranger. They glimpse back somebody. It is the Witch Doctor, I believe, in Spisa. He's kind of caught out in no man's land. His right clicks probably are going to be enough to bring him down. He stick charges as well as tries to heal. It's not going to be there. As 3 for 1 going to be the exchange is on the backlines. We're looking for the Death Prophet. She is Yule Sceptered up in the air after getting pounced off, and now she's going to get a couple more Crypt Storms. She's eating a negative Urn Charge and probably should back off. She's going to eat another Tower Shot and will be dropped low. They don't have any more damage to throw her away. They're looking for it. Blink, Pounce going to be off the mark, and Slark is on the other side of this fight, trying to chase down these spirits. As now KYXY is going to drop to the Dark Pact here, as now he's also going to bump into the Disruptor as well as Imrana. Mushi looking for the arrow. The Pounce is going to keep him safe, and the arrow is just going to fly in front of Net. There's TPs back to this tier 2 tower. I think that's the end of the engagement. I don't know. Faceless Void, he has a Chrono and might be looking for something. Titan probably are going to back off. I have no idea what's going on right now. Let's see. It is just going to...
They saw him.
Yeah.
They saw him coming in, so I don't think they go for it unless Mushi finds an awesome arrow, which he is in position for already.
Awesome arrow onto the creep. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, KYXY dove again very deep here. They thought like they can cut them off behind the tower, but in the end, I don't know, zero Latitude, they can just still drive them out, and tower not even lost. And still, it comes down to the fact that, again, the Murana ultimate, like full duration again, they didn't see who's coming, who's not coming, etc. Like now we finally have sentry wards here, but these are new sentry wards placed after the fight.
Oh, Spisa netted up in place. Do they have the damage? They're going to hold him in with Kinetic Field and probably just back off since they don't know who's backing him up. It is the Wind Ranger. And I don't know, they maybe go for more as they need a little bit as the rest of the team is coming through. They get the arrow onto Faceless Void and Mushi gets that kill. They aren't able to find the Witch Doctor just yet. Disruptor right-clicking for all he's worth. Not a leap over the trees. Crypt Storm isn't even necessary as Mushi picks up that kill as well. Double kill for Mushi, and now this tier 2 tower probably going to fall. Not sure if Zero Latitude have what it takes to defend.
Yep, it's... I don't know, Titan does not release any pressure. They're coming back as soon as possible, and to be honest, I think now they're even gonna try once more to go high crown. I mean, with 2 down, the Faceless Void, well, the Chrono is there if he comes back. There is some split push going on here by the Slark, so finally he's doing something to prevent Titan from going, but Titan is not impressed at all.
And the Slark is too low to actually jump into this. He's going to be forced to regen. Although at base without vision, he is going to be very fast. And he has the Basher now. So they might be able to defend I don't know. Titan, they want to use this exorcism to the best of their ability, and they're not going to back off now. They look for the Chronosphere. It is going to catch out everybody, but the Kiilstofte comes out first. They're with the Scar's Mage ulti. It is going to drop down Mushi. They have a Static Field Kinetic Storm onto the Slark, and Slark is going to die without doing anything. No buyback, glimpse back onto the Faceless Void. They don't lock him down after the fact, however. And, well, looks like he's kind of running around, not knowing what to do. He's going to be netted up. Time walk up to the high ground. He should be fine, but the Tier 3 tower has fallen, and Titan have taken their prize, and I'm not sure they have much else to get them out of this base.
Yep, I mean, the exorcism is down still. The right clicks still exist, and it's a 2-1 trade with the Chrono use, so there's nothing much scarier than a Chronosphere. With the Chronosphere down, they can just continue, and they will.
Yeah, it's your first lane of Rax. I don't think they'll be able to transition into the second one. They're looking for Bashes onto Extinct, but he's caught out without his team. The Shackle comes through, doesn't latch on anybody, and Fade to Love You is fated to die yet again. The heart is going to be delivered to the Death Prophet, and KYXY is looking pretty healthy here, even with the Silence as well as the Arcane Bolt thrown his way, and I think it's just a matter of time until the Exorcism comes back up before they go for another lane. Mushi is currently not with his team, counter-pushing down in bottom where the Slark was doing some damage to the Tier 2 tower, but not enough to really be significant. They could probably just hang around and wait for Mushi, or back off for Roshan if they really want to be safe. Dandy bashes a creep and then does nothing. He's kind of caught out in the middle of some enemy heroes. No lockdown spells going his way, and he's just exerting his dominance over the creeps. The counter push does come out.
Yeah, I mean, he has a Skull Basher now, but the problem is that he's just... Like, they're all dying. Whenever they go, especially against Exorcism, they just die. That's the problem. Like, especially this Chronosphere. This Chronosphere, sure, it got you a kill on Mushi, but it was also a perfect setup to get the Slark kill done. That's the problem, because the Exorcism was up, and then the Death Prophet was like, oh, sure, you put me a Chronosphere here, that's helping me more than you. And now they go for Roshan. Naga is guarding the entire thing. I mean, they are smoke, but how can you contest this Roshan, especially against the Naga?
I don't think you can. Nagasarn, one of the better heroes around the Roshan, but we have a TP away from the Nature's Prophet down towards bottom, but the fight might break out without him. They glimpse back the Scarlet Mage, and he's so dead. Silenced up, the Desolator on him, Rana just going to rip him to shreds. They get an Ice Shackle from the high ground onto Extinct. Actually not sure how that latched or where it was shot from, but they don't have the follow-up for it. Witch Doctor's kind of out alone. They don't have vision of him, however. He is protected by one of his own wards, but if Net gets the net, Spicek is probably just dead. They're dewarding the ward. They can cancel that arrow from Mushi, and 1, 2... 3 auto attacks is all they needed. No, Net steals it with the Riptide. Yeah, Witch Doctor...
That puts them 2 down. Just 2 down before they want to go high ground again. And since bottom has no tier 3 tower anymore, why not just go on in it? Ohio is going to take care of mid anyway. So yeah, this will be bottom racks unless we have fast and good defense. And if the fight is going to be successful around bottom, they're going to rotate in mid and going to finish this game. That's what it looks like. So Dandy is coming back now as well. And well, you see, Exorcism on. And let the fight begin.
Titan are too spread out. They have the song, and they're going to jump out with this. This is aggressive, and they are going to be able to catch out 3 with the Kinetic Field Static Storm combo. Beautifully set up. And I don't think they're going to survive with the Exorcism working on them, as well as the Desolator. All 3 of them are going to fall very quickly, with the exception of Spicy Dandy, who's going to turn to KYXY with the heart. She's not going to fall, and even if she's bashed up, she still does a lot of damage. Shackle attempt on Mushi. It's not going to do anything, as Slark is forced to back away. And now Spicy Dandy leaps forward onto Mushi, but doesn't have his ultimate anymore, and will be brought down. That's actually a double kill for Extinct here, as they're completely herded back to their well. KYXY has ran out of his ultimate and doesn't have Exorcism, but still going to keep them in place. The nice shackles onto a Necronomicon unit. 4-step away will keep KYXY, and oh, Spice, it gets tagged by an arrow, and he's so dead. As Ohio picks up that kill. That's 2 lanes of Rax, and probably just the third, as Nagasarn has had enough of this fountain farming and is already right-clicking away.
Their last hope died as the first one in the fight, or the second one actually. Like, the Void. I don't know, we were looking for that Chronosphere. That was their ticket to send Titan out of their base and hope for the best, but Void dying there without doing anything, no buyback on him either. So that's it. Third Rex is coming, no Cliff. Now maybe the Chrono, but yeah.
Just on KYXY. He has a heart, there's nothing he can do. Now he's arrowed, and he's killing outside of the Chronosphere. They might get the Aegis off of Mushi, and now that he's shackled up, I think they will. 4-step away, Arcane Bolt will finish him off, but Levita is also going to die. Now they're looking for Accelerate, but I think this is all but over, as they glimpse him back into the rest of the team. Now Mushi is going to get his revenge. He doesn't have True Strike, so Windranger just going to try to run away from his base as fast as he possibly can, but he's not going to be able to. His leap forward, arrow from Mushi. GG called out by Levita.
GG. Yeah, I mean, well, it was to be expected. The Void, you saw it. I mean, the first Chrono didn't even come out. The second Chrono, like, yeah, it came out, but only getting KYXY. Now we make it a full team wipe here. Also, the Slark not having the impact. That's the biggest problem for Zero Latitude. Like, the draft wasn't bad. I really felt the draft was okay-ish, but the problem is, have you seen a single combo, the synergy we talked about in the draft of, for example, Death Ward plus Chrono? Like, the only synergy we really saw was the Mystic Flare plus the Chronosphere, which got at least some kills on Mushi. But even after, like, -1 on Titan, they still took over the fight and countered it easily.
Yeah, and that's going to sum up the Game 2 of the Best of 2 series. Zero Latitude, it's just not their day. They're going to lose another series 2-0 in the favor of Titan. Although if you do like the casting here on HeflaTV, you can follow us on our English channels at HeflaTV 1 and 2, and on Twitter as well as Facebook on HeflaTV, and then the VODs will be uploaded if you want to watch a game again or want to share it with friends at youtube.com/HeflaMoke. As for your casters, I'm GrandSV, he's HeflaMoke, and we'll have another series coming up very shortly, actually. The lobby's already up. I believe that's House of Gamers versus... Ooh, let me see. I'll have to check. Fabulous 5. So if you want to watch more Dota on HeflaTV, that's where you can find us. Not sure if HeflaMoke's going to join me for that, but I'll be casting that at the very least.
Depends on my ping. But yeah, see you in the next series, guys.